have I caught you out again? And today, guys, I'm here to do another livestream playthrough. And this livestream playthrough is to Steins Gate 0! Yes, guys. I'm fine, dude. Now, I hope this is not copyright. Oh, God, it's gonna end up getting copyright. Okay. Shall I let this through? Nah. I'll just skip that. I'll just skip that. But yes, today I'm here to do Steins Gate 0. Oh my god, for the longest time I wanted to play Steins Gate games. I never played the original, mind you, but from what I've done and stuff, you can play Steins Gate 0 without playing Steins Gate, the original game, but you should at least have some knowledge on the Steins Gate universe. And luckily I have watched the original Steins Gate anime, so I do know at least a gist. I know a gist amount of Steins Gate, so at least I'm aware of that. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into Steins Gate and let's start this game. Let's see. So, let's check the. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's just double check. Okay. So start new game. That we've all been already aware of. (2010) of the 8th. The hatch opened. Bright light flooded my eyes. Where was I? My eyes narrowed. I could barely make out the summer's twilight sky. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to disappear. But someone grabbed my arm and dragged me out.
もう帰ってきたお。まだ1分も経ってないのに。
おかわり?
I didn't have the energy to respond to my own nickname. I fell to the ground and wrapped my arms around myself. Mayu ran to me and looked down, her face worried. But her kindness felt like nothing but a nuisance. Don't talk to me. Just leave me alone.
おかりん血まみれじゃん。どうしたん？
父さん、タオルと水、あと服も今すぐ手に入れてきて。
どういうことか説明プリーズ。
いいから早く。
わかったお。
Daru ran to the door that led back inside the building.
おかりん、大丈夫？しっかりして、死なないで。大丈夫。怪我してるわけじゃないよ。
Stop it. Just get away from me. Leave me alone. I couldn't save her. In fact, I killed her myself. Right here, 3 weeks ago. I killed her. I'm a murderer.
無駄だったんだ。何をやっても無駄だ。全部 決まってしまっていることなんだよ。同じだ。真入れの時と同じなんだ。どれだけもがいたって結果は同じになる。
No matter how many times I try, it all it all converts back to the same result. The process doesn't matter. Whether you time travel or time leap, you can't go back and change the results of the past. I thought I understood that cruel truth, but now I was forced to realize it again, in the worst possible way.
無駄だよ。無駄なんだ。何もかも無駄なんだよ。俺はやっぱりクリスを助けられないんだ。分かってた。分かってたんだ。こうなるって予想してたんだ。
Okay, I actually need to double check how well it's actually doing on YouTube at the moment. Actually, I've not checked that yet. Seems to be fine. Yep, sweet. Yep, sweet. That. Okay.
もう疲れた。ずっと休んでないんだ。だからもういいよ。
オカリン、一体何が。
俺が殺してしまった。バカみたいだ。全部俺のせいだ。
マキセ・クリスをさ、刺し殺しちゃったんだ。殺した？嘘、そんな。でも安心して、まだもう一回分タイムトラベルはできる。
ほっといてくれ。俺のことなんか何度やったって結果は同じだ。
何言ってんの？諦めるつもり？オカリンおじさんの肩には何十億っていう人の命がかかってるんだよ。たった一回の失敗が何だって言うんだ。
クリスはどうやったって助けられない。世界線の収束には逆らえない。
That's the reality of this world. I learned that time ago.
こうなったらビンタしてでも気合い入れ直して。ダメだよ、無理強いするのは良くないよ。こんなボロボロになってるオカリン見てられないもん。
Oh, so the actual lips are moving.
でもさ、このままじゃ未来を変えられない。どうして未来のことをオカリン一人に押し付けるの？そんなの重すぎるよ。オカリンおじさんには世界の観測者としての能力があるからだよ。オカリンが望んだわけじゃないのに。それにもう一度やったって またオカリンが傷つくだけだって思うな。未来のことを人一人で変えようなんてきっと無理なんだよ。
だからそのためのシュタインズゲートで。気持ちはわかるよ。でもさ、私も未来をかけてここまで来てるんだよね。どっちにしろ2036年には戻れないんだ。そう簡単に諦めるつもりはないから。オカリンおじさん、一つだけ忠告しとく。このタイムマシンに残されてる燃料は有限なの。さっきは往復2回分しか残ってないって言ったけど、実はまだそれなりに余裕はある。それでも移動できる時間はおよそ344日分。片道のタイムトラベルだとしても、今から1年と経たないうちに7月28日には届かなくなる。覚えといて。その日になったらさ、私はたとえ一人でも飛ぶよ。
Someone was saying something to me, but I couldn't understand the words. I didn't want to listen to anything. I just wanted to sleep. Just let this all end. Just let me go.
オカリン、オカリン、ねえ、オカリン、もう頑張らなくてもいいからね。泣いてもいいんだよ、オカリン。マユシーはそばにいるからね、オカリン。
I don't know if Mayu's words were the reason why, but the tears started to flow. I decided to forget everything. Ever since that day, I've stopped going to the future gadgets lab. (2010) 11/23. Okay. UPX, the new symbol of Akihabara, was located right in front of the station. In the hall or floor, preparation had been going on all morning for the AFTK Akihabara Tochi Formal Convention. Okay, not very good. That was what? Universities and labs from both the inside and outside the country would work together to put a special ceremonies and over this at irregular intervals. Oh man, this shows you how bad my reading is. It shows you how bad my reading is. Oh shit. Look at these words. My school, Tokyo Daiki University, was participating as part of the industry collaboration efforts. Students were required to attend the seminars and submit reports to their instructors. Otherwise, they wouldn't get credit for their related classes. In addition, I was supposed to help one of the lecturers, Oshie Professor Izuki. I had just got a list from the receptionist desk at the shared lobby. I was waiting to check off the names of the students who were coming to the lectures. There was still some time before the seminar started, so the lobby was mostly empty. None of the students on the list were here yet. I was bored, but I couldn't do anything about that wait. The old me never could have imagined doing anything like this, but impressing Izuku was part of my new goal in life. Victor Kunoide University. Yes, that was my new goal. Izuku did a lot of joint research projects with them and knew a lot of people there. The best first step to getting there my brain could come up with was being his assistant. Also, this convention was held in another cinema by Victor Kunoide University after the one held this summer. Of course, that interested me too. Summer. An image of her as she was then flashed through my mind. I was trying to get to Victor Condera so I can. I know I'm mucking this word out, by the way. Condera, so I'd learn about the work that Kurutsugu Matsuki had been doing. I wanted to try to do it myself. Kurutsugu. Of course, I wasn't a genius like Kurutsugu. I knew that there was no way I'll ever be able to do exactly what she did. But if I could do even 10% of it. Honestly, I'm amazed that I've recovered so well. I thought that to myself and chuckled, just as a voice called to me from across the lobby.
Huh?
I looked up and saw a young girl approaching me from the elevator hall. She was short and petite. Everything about her was small. I could kind of make out a few of the curves that don't appear until after puberty, so at least she wasn't in elementary school, but maybe middle school? For some reason, such a cute face. She clearly didn't care about her appearance. Her hair wasn't styled, and it ordered down her back. Even I could tell her clothes weren't very, very fashionable.
ごめんなさい。スタッフルームってどこかしら？
ここは ATF のセミナー会場だけど。
Clearly not a place where a middle school girl belongs. She probably just came to the wrong place.
そんなの分かっているわ。何度同じ話を繰り返せば気が済むの？
いや、今初めて行ったんだけど。
私にとってはあなたで4回目よ。この場所に来てからね。
Irritated, she pulled a card out of her jacket. It was one of the ID given to the invited guests. Her name and the name of her workplace was written on the front.
Huh?
Victor Kunoide University, USA Brain Scientist Institute.
ビクトル・コンドリア大学脳科学研究所。
I looked at the card and then at her, then back at the card, then I looked at her again. I finally realized.
ああ、そういうことか。そのカード、どこに落ちてたんだ？拾ってくれたん。
その話も4回目よ。
She sighed and showed me another card. The one with a photo ID from Victor Kunoide University.
Eh?
It was the same ID I've seen in Kurutsugu Holder before on another world line. The photo on the card. Yeah, that was definitely her.
ヒアジョウマホって読むの。私の名前、ヒアジョウマホ。漢 漢字でもローマ字でも誰も読めた試しがないから先に言っとくわ。
ビクトル・コンドリア大学の中学生？
寝ぼけるなら夜にして。大学に中学生がいるわけないでしょ。
それもそうだな。じゃあ飛び級か。
Unlike in Japan, it was uncommon for Americans to skip grades. Kuritsu had made it to university at age 17. But still, a girl this young working in a university lab?
一つ確認していいかしら。あなた今少なからず衝撃を受けてるわよね。こんな小さい子が信じられないかしら。それともこの年齢ですごいの方？
She got me.
ここをよく見なさい。
The girl, Mio Hajuru. Even if she says that lie, I still will get it wrong. Maihu Hijiri pointed to part of the ID with her slender figure. She was born in 1989, and it was 2010, so 1989. Oh! It's 2010. She was born in 1819. Okay, and I was born in 1998. So she's like 9 years older than me? She was like around about 9 years old when I was born? Okay. Ah, my brother's actually slightly older. Slightly.
21歳。
Yep. In 2010, I was... Again, my brother was around that age as well, so...
つまり立派な成人女性よ。中学生じゃないのよ。もちろん小学生でも幼稚園児でも。
And then she puffed out her chest. There wasn't much to see, but I could imagine her saying, "They look bigger when I'm not wearing clothes. They're huge." Oh, they're huge. Okay. Ha ha ha! The breasts.
何かしらその顔は。
いや、悪かった。謝る。
I couldn't believe it. She was older than me. If dude was here, he'll be dancing around screaming, "Legal lolly for the win!" Legal lolly for the win! Oh, the classic line! Legal lolly for the win!
まあいいわ。世界中どこへ行っても同じ目に遭ってるから。
そうだろうな。
何か言った？
いや、別に。
Actually, I would check something. Ah, okay. I'm just gonna press save quickly. Actually, I'll do it when I get to the, like, actual, list section of it all. Yeah. I'm just checking all the, we've got the quick save as well. Nice. That's, again, the tips. The tips? Don't see that too often. Still, the Brain Scientist Institute. That's where Kuritsugu works. Which means that kid, no, this person might know a lot about Playthrugh. I held back the impulse to start badgering her with questions. Barraging her with questions. Okay. I looked at the pamphlet with the summer schedules. Victor Kundera lectures was the last one for the day, and was clearly intended to be the biggest. Was this Miyohaji's girl going to give a lecture? Just like Karutsu had done it at the summer convention. No, wait, that's wrong. That never happened. Because he never gave any lecture over the summer. That happened in the Alpha world line. In the world line I inhabit now, before the summer convention, she already...
君が今日は登壇を?
いいえ、私は助手として来たの。あと通訳の兼ねでね。
I looked at the pamphlet again and saw that the lecturer was a man named Alex Luxton. Alex Luxton? Professor at Victor Kanda University and the chief researcher of the Brain Science Institute.
テーマは人工知能革命か。面白そうだな。
時間があったらぜひ聞いてみてほしいわね。
そうするよ。あ、スタッフルームだったよな。
I lead me over to the elevator hall and showed her where the staff room was.
ありがとう。
I had no reason to hang around with her any further. I said goodbye and was just about to turn around. Just then, the elevator and a woman emerged. The instant I saw her face, every hair on her body stood on end. Markia Curie. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. Calm down. This is the beta word line. Mira is alive. Marika is not going to kill her. Our eyes met. The eyes on the other side of her glasses were as dead as ever, and it was impossible to tell what she was thinking. I thankfully averted my gaze before she realized something was wrong. She tilted her head for a second, but quickly lost interest in me and turned it towards Mayu.
ああ、雑誌社の方でしたよね。お約束通り取材を。
Even in the world line, Marcus still only spoke in faint whispers.
レスキネン教授はまだなんです。少しお待たせしてしまいますけど。はい。それまで私でよければシステムの概要でもお願いします。
The two of them disappeared in the staff room. As I watched them leave, I took a deep breath. I tried to calm down, but it wasn't working.
桐生萌か。もしかしてまたお前なのか。
It was a terrible feeling that like a cold finger tracing the wounds in my heart. That night, when the terrorist threat shut down all the trains in Akihabara. That awful night, when I just knew something was going to happen.
ここでもまたお前が。
Or was I just imagining things? Is he just a magazine reporter now, instead of the scene right around her? No, even if Marketer was around her, he had nothing to do with the scene anymore. CERN wouldn't be watching us. I took another deep breath, grabbed some of the anxiety meds in my pocket and swallowed them down with some mild water I brought ahead of time. It would take 15 minutes for them to kick in. Those 15 minutes were always pretty rough. I laughed at myself a little and sat down on one of the reception desk's chairs. Quick save. Okay, sweet. The table was filled with leaflets, pamphlets, and other things for the attendees. My eyes wandered to one of the pamphlets. Pneumatology theory and the geography of pseudoscience. Okay. This pamphlet was for Professor Isaku Samurai. The Pneumatology theory. Paper he'd announced in Russia. That paper held the key to create a real time machine. On that day, July 28th, Nekuchi had stolen the paper from Kurutsugu, his own daughter, and left with it. I knew that. Only Nekuchi and I knew that. I flipped through the pamphlet. It was a brief introduction to many forms of pseudoscience and fake scientific discoveries that had emerged since the start of the 20th century. On its own, it did make for interesting reading. At the end of the pamphlet, Nekuchi theory was introduced as nothing more than another entry to that long list of fakes. So Dr. Nekuchi time machine theory had been completely ignored by the academic world. All the glory, fame and power he wanted so badly, that he was willing to get rid of his own daughter, he didn't get any of it. And I heard rumours that after the announcement, he'd been imprisoned in the Russian lab. To make it even funnier, he thought he was going to get a VIP treatment. For a short time, there were essays and interviews in bogus academic journals. Even there, it was obvious it had all gone to his head. The iconic thing was that the Nekuchi theory was completely correct and completely revolutionary. The Russian government was worried about it leaking, and the CVR was doing everything it could to keep it under wraps. But under the surface, this was all full-scale information war beginning to over the paper. The time travel from 2036, John Turter had told me so, which meant it had to be true. Was World War III really going to happen? There was no point in thinking about it. Just a little more before the drugs kicked in, I closed my eyes. Several hours later, the convention was going well. After Professor Isaku Samurai, most of the students from my university went home, but I killed some time and came back. I wanted to hear the Victor Kundera lecture. I headed to the hall with plenty of time to spare and saw Mayo Punji coming from the staff room. She was with a very tall foreigner. What was that? Alexa that in bed. Like, that's not really an American name. Or even English name. No matter what, that is definitely not an English name, either from America or the United Kingdom or Australia. Or any country that has English as their primary goddamn language. I didn't seem to like... It didn't seem like an American name. Literally! Didn't seem like an American name, but maybe he was an immigrant, just like Kurutsugu, or at least descended from one. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the looks on their faces were so serious that I couldn't help but listen. Since they were both speaking in English, I could barely make out any of it, but I could tell from their voices that it wasn't pleasant chat. Wait, did I just hear the word Saki? I hated the fact that I couldn't speak English. But I knew that was going to happen. I would have gone to an English school. An English school? Ah, man. See, that this isn't in English. But obviously the translating is the point that make it feel like you are in Japanese, you know you are reading English. So, yeah. The two of them walked into the waiting room for lectures. It was located right next to the UPX theatre. I put together a few fragments I was able to understand. Fly at Kuritsu's house. Mrs. Mitsuki is alright. Robbery. The police called off the investigation. Why was the FBI there? It doesn't make sense. I think that's what they were saying. Kuritsu's house. Do they mean where she lived in America? Her mother should still live in America. Is that where the fire was? And then words like robbery and the investigation was called off. I really want to know more. I stood there and worried until it was time for the lecture to begin. With nothing else to do, I went inside the theatre. I could tell earlier by looking at the size of the crowd I was going inside, but it was a very high energy crowd. The atmosphere was clearly different than Isuku's cinema, which was mostly students there for credit. The place was nearly full with the crowds of scientists and people who wanted to learn about the cutting-edge technology. Victor Kondo researchers had published a slate of papers in Science recently, and had gotten a lot of media attention. Maybe that was why. Were there any open seats? I found a single open seat at the edge, but when I looked at who was sitting next to it, I moaned. You again? Monoka Kurogi was there. She was speaking to no one, just typing endlessly into her phone. I once named her Shining Finger because of her incredible typing speed, and she was the first and ever, and she was fast as ever. Who was she talking to? I didn't even want to imagine. I quickly turned away and looked for another seat. Dr. Lightstone reached the podium almost the exact instant I sat down. There was a huge wave of applause, but when they saw the tiny little girl coming next to him, the applause faded into confused moments. Mo must have expected this. Her expressions didn't change in the slightest as she stood next to the professor. In fact, when she took the microphone from the professor and looked around the theatre, she looked like she belonged there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
First, Dr. Luxus began to speak in English. When he made eye contact with Miyu, she began to
Thank you for attending.
皆さん、本日は私のセミナーに集まってくださって感謝します。ビクトル・コンドリア大学脳科学研究所のアレクシス・レスキネンです。専門は脳信号処理システムおよび人工知能理論になります。そして私は助手の比谷城真帆です。同じく脳科学研究所で教授の指導に沿って研究をしています。よろしく。
Yolanda started murmuring again. It was the same way I responded when I met her. Well, that happened, yeah.
では早速ですが、私たちの最先端研究の一端をご紹介します。テーマは人工知能革命としましたが、これからデモンストレーションするシステムはおそらく皆さんの想像を超えたものではないかと思っています。
Dr. Lexter stood in front of the laptop that had been placed on the podium and started to type.
このパソコンですが、研究所のスーパーコンピューターの一つと接続されています。あ、まだプロジェクターには映さないで。
One of the one of the staffiers was about to display the laptop screen on the front project. Some kind of important program must have been booting up because Mayu Haiju stopped them.
すみません、まだ開発途中なんです。非常に美的センスのないプログラムが画面いっぱいに溢れ返っています。こんなチープなプログラムを見られるのは恥ずかしい。裸を見られるよりもね。この中にエンジニアの方がいるなら理解していただけますよね。
Some of the audience got the professor's joke and laughed.
起動するまでの間、このシステム全体の概略を説明しましょう。
There was another projector in the center of the stage. A diagram appeared on its screen. At the top of the diagram was a Japanese translation for the general audience. An analysis of neuropulse signals relating to memories stored in a temporary lobby. I knew that title. Wow. In fact, I was sure I could never get it. It was the title of the essay written by a 70-year-old genius and published in Science. She had completely analysed the nerve impulse patterns that govern human memory and used that to digitize the memories themselves into data. And she used that to invert the time machine right in front of my eyes. Though none of them had actually happened anymore.
サイエンス誌に掲載されたのでご存知の方もいるでしょう。これは私たちのチームにいた天才的な日本人研究者によって提唱され完成されたものです。人間の記憶は大脳皮質、とりわけ側頭葉に記録されます。いわゆるフラッシュメモリみたいなもの。そのメモリに記憶を書き込んだり読み出したりするのが側頭葉にある海馬傍回という部位になります。
Dr. Lexington pointed to the diagrams of the brain and the hippocampus on the screen.
脳はニューロンと呼ばれる細胞の間を電気信号が伝わっていくことで働いています。記憶というのも実はこういった電気信号の伝わりの一つなのです。その働きを制御しているのが海馬傍回と言ってもいいでしょう。つまり電気信号が海馬傍回を出入りすることで記憶は作られていくんですね。そこでマキセ・クリスはこの論文を書いた日本人研究者です。マキセ研究員は考えました。海馬傍回を通る電気信号が電気信号のパターンと大脳皮質の
Mayu started to have trouble with her interpretation. She was getting confused. No matter how good you were with a language, interpreting for a long period of time had to be difficult. I once read an article on the internet that said that even a professional can't do it for more than 20 minutes. International conferences and live broadcasters from overseas were actually handled by a team of people switching off. Or maybe, was she having trouble because Chris's name came up? Dr. Livestream saw she was having trouble and cut himself off.
すみません。マキセ研究員は海馬傍回を出入りする電気信号のパターンに着目しました。
Okay, just a minute guys, I'm going to get myself a drink quickly. So I'll be back in a bit. And I'll just do that as well, just in case. Okay, I'm back. By the way, guys, I might have to stop in a bit soon because at 5 o'clock there's actually going to be a news report about the Prime Minister coming up again. We've been having this like nearly every day at 5 o'clock, and a news report comes around about obviously, you know, the situation that's going on in the real world right now with the coronavirus. Because for people who don't know, the UK full lockdown. We're on pretty much full lockdown now. We pretty much have to stay at home pretty much all the time now, unless important situations come up like shopping or medical reasons, all that, and exercise. That's the only time we can go out. So yeah, but the news report might come around near 5 o'clock, so somewhere around that point I will have to stop for a bit. So yeah, but anyway, let's continue on. I'll keep an eye on time while doing so. Okay.
そのパターンが大脳皮質のどの記憶と対応しているのか解析を行って完全なデータを得たのです。これによって記憶という曖昧でアナログなものを電気信号のパターンの組み合わせというデジタルなものに変換する基礎理論が確立されたのです。これがサイエンス誌に掲載された彼女の論文です。そして現在私たちのチームはその理論をもとに人間の記憶をデジタルデータとして取得するシステムを開発しています。
A wave of whispers spread across the theater.
それはすなわち人間の記憶をコンピューターに保存しそれを活用するシステムということになります。
The whispers turned into a low roar. I see. So even after her death, Carissa's research was being carried on. Of course, maybe it was natural that it would be. That was the basic theory for time leaping, which I proved myself. Even I could never prove it to anyone else in the Alpha world line. My memories had been turned into data and stored on a computer. There was no doubt about that. And what Dr. Glowster was talking about right now was the basic technology required for that process.
現在、私たちが行っているプロジェクトは主に2つです。1つは医療分野への応用です。
The slide on the project, the slide on the project changed.
こちらは精神生理学研究所と共同で行っているプロジェクトです。コンピューターに保存した記憶データを海馬妨害を通して再び元の脳に書き戻すというもので、
Incredible!
Someone who looked like a grade student in front row shouted. Dr. Loneson didn't seem particularly put off by the interpretation. Mo continued her interpretation.
信じがたいですか。その気持ちは理解できます。私も皆さんの立場であればそう言ったでしょう。しかし、この研究に私たちは手応えを感じています。これが実用化できればどんなに素晴らしいことでしょう。
Okay. Interesting that they are not actually using the translation of what the guy is saying actually in English, then obviously translating the actual thing that she's saying. So yeah.
例えば、老化による記憶障害、あとはアルツハイマーなど、そうしたものへの対処療法が期待できます。患者の記憶をデータとして自動的にバックアップしていくのです。記憶が失われたとしても、その都度 PC にアクセスし、脳内にデータを再インストールすることが可能です。それによって忘却の進行を食い止められるのではないか、私たちはそう考えています。最終的には海馬妨害から PC 内の記憶データに常時アクセスできるようになるでしょう。そうすれば脳機能が失われた状態、例えば脳が激しく損傷したり萎縮してしまった場合などですが、そのような状態でも変わらず脳機能を維持できます。あたかも外部ストレージと同じように。
A strange feeling gripped the hall. Part of it was shock and the feeling that they were witnessing the announcement of an incredible technology. Part of it was skepticism that the system like this could ever actually work. Part of it was the revolution, the idea of playing around with a human brain like that. An excitement born of all these things passed from one member of the crowd to another. Dr. Loneson raised his hand to encourage questions.
どうやら2つ目のプロジェクトをお話しする前に質問を受け付けないといけないようですね。できる範囲でお答えします。どうぞ。
Many hands were raised. I could tell that it was a wide age of range of people interested. Both young and old were raising their hands. Dr. Lackniston pointed to a questionnaire. This was the first question. Sampling would be required when digitalizing analog memories. Does that mean any information would be lost? The professor nodded as he listened to the question in Japanese and began to respond in English when the speaker finished. Maybe he was able to understand Japanese if not speak it. He was able to understand Japanese if not speak it.
その質問を言い換えると、 オーケストラの生演奏を WAV のデータに保存する際、生演奏の全てを完璧に記録することができないと。確かにその懸念はあります。現在の研究で最も困難な問題の一つです。脳内のネットワークが神経伝達物質のオンオフだけで、つまり二進数的にデータのやり取りをしているのであれば簡単な問題でした。それはデジタルデータと同じことだからです。しかし実際には伝達物質や電気信号は脳内でアナログ的に変化することが分かっています。この問題に関しては今のところより高いサンプリングレートでデータをサンプルする方法しか手段を持っていません。音楽の話で言えば 44.1kHz よりも 48kHz、 48kHz よりも 96kHz でサンプリングするといった具合です。それによってデジタルでありながらアナログデータに近い情報を得ようとしています。
Okay. Little by little, the mood in the room was turning to disappointment. People were beginning to wonder if this was just a pretty theory that wouldn't work in reality. More questions came. All the questioners were skeptical of the professor's theory, and many of them seemed to be outright challenging him. I started to get upset. This was Dr. Lowe's research, but it was also Kuritsky's. I knew better than anyone it would work. That it worked, and the sight of so many people refusing to give it a chance infuriated me. Were these people really scientists? I tried to keep myself under control and looked back towards the podium. Was she mad? She certainly looked disappointed. Dr. Lurston was very polite with the questions, acknowledging the problems with the theory. She was very different. Her angle was starting to seep into her interpretation too. I found kind of kinship with her. The questions and the answers continued.
そもそもこれは医学的に無謀でしょう。デジタルデータを脳に書き戻すなんて絶対に不可能だ。正気の沙汰ではない。サイエンス誌に掲載されたあの論文も読みましたが、にわかには信じられない。ましてや筆頭著者が若干17歳の女性だったとあっては。
That was the one thing I couldn't ignore.
あなたね。
Objection! The two people on the stage and the entire audience all turned toward me at once.
やってみもしないで何がわかるって言うんだ。最初は無理だと思われてた技術なんてこの世にいくらでもあるじゃないか。でもそれを克服した研究者がいたからこそ今があるんだろう。ただ批判するだけじゃ何も生まれない。
The whole theatre went silent, but I didn't regret standing up.
あなた。
On the stage, Mayo Hojo was staring at me in shock. And as for Dr. Stein, I saw a flash of white teeth as our eyes met.
Autumn is really something.
He started to applaud. Why was he applauding? That just makes the things embarrassing.
す 素晴らしい。彼はなかなか大したやつだ。ですって。
Who translated the professor's words for me to hear?
ただし、科学者たるもの常に冷静でなければいけない。大声で怒鳴っていいのは、実験が成功した時の。
Your experiment succeeds and you say,
We did it!
We did it!
And that should be enough.
それだけで十分。だそうですよ。
すみません。
I lowered my head and sat down. I thought I was calm, but I guess I let my emotions get away from me. I hadn't grown up at all in the past 6 months. If Grutska was here, she'd make a fun of me again. I could feel the rest of the audience staring at me coldly. It hurt. If I could have left, I would have wanted to, but I was too interested in hearing the rest of Dr. Lotus's talk to me.
Anyway, moving on.
それでは皆さん、そろそろ次に。
Oh, first, a round of applause,
でも、
please, for our
その
great
前
friend.
に勇敢な彼に拍手をお願いします。
Oh no, please no.
Like him, what
彼の
drives
ような
scientific
挑
progress
戦者
and
こそが
end up the
科学を
for
進歩させ、
remarkable surveys.
あっと驚くような理論を作り上げるのです。
He may even become the third
彼なら
Einstein.
きっと第3のアインシュタインになれるかもしれませんね。
Third Einstein! Wait, the third Einstein? Who's the second? Unless the second already exists in this world, but hey. But who's the fucking second? Well, we got the Einstein, the first Einstein, but who's the second? Who's actually classified as the second Einstein? I can only think of one person, but I don't remember ever hearing a game called the second Einstein.
The second Einstein, of course,
ちなみに
demised rightly for
第
some
2のアイン
assisted
シュタインはここにいるちょっと小うるさい私の助手。
What the hell? Oh, she's the second?
変なこと言うのはやめてください、教授。
The other nurse chuckled. Sheesh.
さて、ここで私はしばらく通訳をお休みさせていただきます。これから私よりも優秀な通訳が登場します。これが私たちのチームが今最も力を入れている2つ目のプロジェクト、アマデウスシステムです。
When she finished speaking, Maya walked to the back of the stage. As Dr. Lawson signaled, the PC screen was displayed on the projector. And then I heard a voice.
皆さん、初めてお目にかかります。
The murmuring got louder than before, but it felt more uncertain than surprised. On the screen, I could see a detailed 3D model of Mayu, the girl who just been
ち
interpreting.
なみにこれは映画などで有名なドリンクワークススタジオに作成してもらったモデルです。
Okay. And you know what, guys? I think this is a good time to stop because we're at the moment. It's coming up to half past. It's not half past exactly yet, but it's coming up to. So for now, I think it's a good idea we stop here. So I'm just going to save this, just in case anything happens. And yeah. And yep. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got time for today. Hope you guys take up. Come on, chat fans today. If you guys and send FML, if I do bother in the live stream ones, I will leave in the description down below my address. And if you guys want to also help me on Patreon, again, if I do bother, it should be also in the description down below as well on my live stream ones. And also, guys, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Amino, these are the searches you must do on Facebook and Amino. Just search Connor Travis, the same name as my channel. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Connor Travis 1998. Anyway, guys, Hope you guys get, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys!